Jamaica is on the brink of a historic transformation, one that could finally sever its last colonial ties and redefine its national identity. For over 60 years since gaining independence in 1962, the island has remained under the British monarchy, with the King of England still holding symbolic power over the nation. But now, the long-debated push for a republic is gaining momentum, and Jamaica is closer than ever to replacing the British monarch with a Jamaican president. This transition becomes more than a legal or political shift. It is a profound statement about sovereignty, identity, and Jamaica's journey toward full independence. By severing this final institutional link to its colonial past, Jamaica would follow in the footsteps of other Caribbean nations, such as Barbados, which became a republic in 2021. So, what does this mean for the country's future? Will this move strengthen Jamaica's sovereignty, or are there hidden challenges ahead? As Jamaica stands at this crossroads, we at Caribbean Focus decided to take a look at this pivotal moment in the nation's history, exploring the reasons behind the push for Republican status, the process involved, and the potential implications for Jamaica's political, social, and cultural future. Stay tuned as we dive deep into this defining moment in the island's history. Let's now take a look at Jamaica's colonial history. Jamaica's relationship with Great Britain is rooted in centuries of colonial history, a complex legacy of exploitation, resistance, and transformation. In 1655, the British seized the island from Spanish control, marking the start of nearly 300 years of British colonial rule, relying heavily on the forced labor of enslaved Africans to sustain its plantation economy. While slavery was abolished in 1834, the British Empire continued to exert power over the country for more than a century. By the mid-20th century, as nationalist movements swept through colonies worldwide, Jamaica began its push for independence. But this wasn't an easy task. It took years of advocacy and negotiations, and Jamaica finally achieved independence on August 6, 1962, marking a turning point in its history. But many see this independence as only partial. While Jamaica was granted full control over its affairs, under this constitutional monarchy, Queen Elizabeth II remained the ceremonial head of state, represented locally by a Governor-General appointed on the advice of the Jamaican Prime Minister. In other words, all laws and decisions required the approval of the head of state, i.e. the Queen's representative on the island or the Governor-General. In essence, this gave the Governor-General the power to reject any decisions made by the democratically elected Parliament and Prime Minister, a system still in place today. Even though the Governor-General has never dismissed a law, as it is customary for them to always give consent to bills passed by Parliament, they still have the power to veto legislation passed. Effectively, the Governor-General is the most powerful political position in the country, and the King of England has the power to interfere in the affairs of the country directly. Despite independence, the continued presence of the British monarch as Jamaica's head of state has been a point of contention. Many view it as a lingering symbol of colonial domination that clashes with the nation's desire for complete sovereignty. Others, in contrast, see it as having no political effects on the country's affairs and serving as a connection to its past. Over the decades, multiple debates and efforts have been made to transition Jamaica to a republic. In 1995, for example, the government formally proposed a Republican model suggesting the replacement of the Governor-General with a Jamaican president. Similarly, in 2012, during Jamaica's 50th anniversary of independence, there were renewed calls for constitutional reform. More recently, regional developments such as Barbados's transition to a republic in 2021 have reignited the conversation in Jamaica stronger than ever. Public and political support for republicanism in Jamaica is growing, driven by a collective desire to fully sever ties with the colonial past and establish a head of state representing Jamaica's people. As the nation reflects on its historical ties with Great Britain, becoming a republic has become increasingly central to Jamaica's ongoing journey towards self-determination and national pride. But where is Jamaica now? Jamaica's transition to a republic is a momentous undertaking that involves amending the country's constitution, addressing the legal implications of removing the British monarch as head of state, and determining how the new head of state will be chosen. The first task of becoming a republic is amending Jamaica's constitution, which establishes the British monarch as the head of state. To facilitate this significant constitutional change, the Jamaican government created the new Ministry for Legal and Constitutional Affairs, establishing a Constitutional Reform Committee in March 2023. This Constitutional Reform Committee was tasked with thoroughly reviewing the country's 1962 Constitution. However, the Constitution Reform Commission's approach has been criticized. Critics highlight the Commissioner's lack of diversity, with 11 of its 15 members being lawyers. This leads to concerns about insufficient representation from various sectors of Jamaican society. Additionally, though the new commission was established in 2023, it has only met a handful of times and has held few public meetings to seek the input of the wider population. Furthermore, debates have emerged regarding prioritizing becoming a republic over other constitutional reforms and appointing the future president who will replace the Governor General. Despite these challenges, the government remains committed to achieving republic status by the next general election in 2025. In a major update in December 2024, the government presented a bill in Parliament to abolish the constitutional monarchy and transition the country to a republic.